The bargain hunt expert was rushed to hospital minutes before he was due to film. Bargain Hunt airs on BBC One was John Cameron guiding the amateur teams as they look for hidden treasures. John hit headlines back in 2024 after he reassured fans on social media following a terrifying health scare just minutes before he was due to film the hit BBC show. He was rushed to Queen Alexandra Hospital in Portsmouth where he had to undergo emergency surgery for the placement of a stent. Turning to Instagram to praise NHS staff, John thanked the paramedics Jess and Kat who transported me to Queen Alexandra Hospital with sirens blaring. And the amazing emergency team in theatre who fitted me with a stent unblocking the artery that caused me to have a heart attack just 10 minutes before I was about to film a BBC bargain hunt auction at my firm Nesbitt's in Southsea. Clearly shaken up by the ordeal, he added, "Not sure how many of my 9 lives still remain but I definitely lost one yesterday." To quote the great ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius, "We have 2 lives, the second one begins when you realize you only have one." After being treated in hospital, John returned home to recuperate and appears to have recovered well. Back to his usual business, he opened up about his early life and why he chose a career in antiques in the first place. He said, "I grew up around antiques as my grandfather was a dealer. However, on leaving school I served a 5-year apprenticeship as a carpenter/joiner. As my £27.50 weekly YTS wages weren't enough, I supplemented my income by stripping, restoring and waxing antique pine furniture which was very fashionable in the late 1980s. However, he suffered with an injury that meant he had to give up the job, saying, "A reoccurring prolapse disc in my back forced me to give up my physical job and return to college where I undertook a 3-year degree course at Southampton, studying fine art valuation. I followed this with 2 further years studying whilst working at an auction house to become a chartered surveyor of antiques and fine art." While he has no regrets about his career choice, he did divulge his alternate path. "If I wasn't working in the antiques trade, I would have loved to train as a chef," he shared. "I am passionate about good food and wine, and love nothing more than watching cooking programs over antiques programs. Failing that, I would probably use my knowledge of carpentry and general building to renovate property."